Hey, hi everybody. It's good morning to you, and I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic day today. We're in the book of Mark, chapter 5, and we now go to verse 21. And there's two stories kind of mixed up together here. They're just stunning stories. The first one is of a man by the name of Jairus, whose daughter was dying. And I wish I had time to read the whole thing to you, but you go home and read it. His daughter was dying, given no hope. The doctors couldn't do anything. So he runs to find Jesus. Jesus was probably referred to him by the medical people of the day to say, "Hey, Jairus, nothing we can do, pal. We don't know what to do with your daughter. Looks like she's dying, but there is a man. His name is Jesus. And he's probably downtown right now teaching. Why don't you go down and see him and see if he can't be the one that can change your life? And maybe he can do something for your daughter." So Jairus doesn't need a second invitation. He hits off for town. Jesus is easy to find. He's standing in the middle of a crowd. He's teaching. Jairus pushes his way through the crowd, imagine it, to find Jesus. And in his desperation, he says, "Jesus, you need to help me." I get this picture of Jesus saying, "Hey, man, of course I can help you. What do you need from me, Jairus?" And Jairus explains the need that he has. His daughter is dying. And then he says to Jesus, "Jesus, will you come home with me? And will you heal my daughter?" And so Jesus says, "Yeah, of course I will." But then Jesus does the strangest thing. He's in no hurry. Jairus is desperate to get Jesus back to the house. And he's encouraging Jesus. Jesus is desperate. It's earnest. "Jesus, she doesn't have long to go. You need to come, and you need to come now." And Jesus just takes his time. And as he's walking, a woman comes up to Jesus. And let me read you what happens here, and then we'll pick up the story again. A large crowd followed and pressed around him. And a woman who was there, who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years, she had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors, and had spent all she had. Yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd, and she reached out and she touched his cloak, because she thought, "If I can just touch his clothes, I will be healed." What incredible faith. Immediately her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. At once Jesus realized that power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd and he asked, "Who touched my clothes?" "You see the people crowding around you," his disciples answered, "and yet you can ask, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet, and trembling with fear, she told him the whole truth. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." We'll continue the other part tomorrow, but I want to talk about this woman today. Here's Jairus, desperate for Jesus to come and heal his daughter. And this woman reaches out and she touches the hem of Jesus' clothes, which would have been a forbidden thing in those days. She would have been regarded, because of her state of bleeding, she would have been regarded as unclean. And for a woman to reach out and touch the hem of a man's clothing would have been a completely forbidden thing. And then when Jesus stopped, after he felt the power had gone out from him, he stopped and he asked the people, "Who touched me?" Disciples laughed, said, "Jesus, everybody wanting to get a bit of you. Everybody's reaching out to touch you." But Jesus knew that this woman had reached out by faith and touched him. Now remember, we spoke the other day about the different models of healing. We spoke about the model of healing of the guys who brought their friend to Jesus. And Jesus said to them, "On the basis of your faith, you guys, I'll heal your friend." On the basis of somebody else, Jesus healed somebody. Then on the basis of nobody's faith at all, Jesus is walking past the pool of Bethesda and says to a man, "Do you want to be healed?" He says, "Hey, I'd love to be healed, but I got no faith. No one's going to move me to the water." And Jesus, with one man among so many who was lying there, Jesus healed just one guy on the basis of no faith at all. And then we see Jesus saying to that man at the temple, and he says to the man, he says, "Reach out your hand," and the man is healed because of obedience to the word of Christ. He didn't have much faith either, but here's a woman who reaches out and touches Jesus, and Jesus said, man, that's great faith. That is awesome faith. And on the basis of your faith, you need not fear. You will be healed. I remember as a kid, we used to sing a song, reach out and touch the Lord as he passes by. You'll find he's not too busy to hear your heart's cry. Take time this moment to reach out and touch him and watch what will happen. And I just think that the beauty of this room is reaching out by faith. There's something maybe we need to do. Maybe today you've tried everything like she had tried. And it may not even be an issue of physical healing. It could be a relational healing. It could be a subconscious or an emotional healing that you require today. You've tried everything. You've been to everybody. You've tried the whole gambit of possibilities to be healed, and you haven't. But maybe today, as you reach out and touch the Lord as he passes by, but as you reach out and touch him, it's not the touch that does it, it's the faith behind the touch that does it. Declare your faith in him. Declare that your belief in him is all you need, and reach out and touch the Lord as he passes by. You're going to find he's not too busy. He's not on another mission. He will stop and he will hear your heart's cry. And who knows, man, maybe today's your day. Once you do that with real faith, declaring your hope and trust in him. That'd be awesome. Go and have a good day now. Bye.